Welcome, everybody, to the Flight Podcast. My name is Jacob Shanker.
And I'm Andrew Thomas. Me and Jacob started this podcast after following sports and debating with each other about them for a long time.
We love debating each other, and we wanted to show everybody how heated our debates really got.
Hope you enjoy it.
All right. So, if you've been following along with basketball and with the NBA, I'm gonna assume you know that the NBA is returning. But for those of you who don't know, the NBA is returning on July 30th from the hiatus. 22 out of the 30 teams are going to be returning, 9 from the East, 13 from the West, and they're all going to compete for the playoffs. The 8th and the 9th seed are going to play in a play-in tournament for the playoffs. The eighth seed must win the first game, and the 9th seed must win 2 games. And they're all going to be playing at Disney World. So, to start off, why don't we say who we think are out? Who is your title contenders going into the NBA return?
For me, it's the Los Angeles Clippers. People think that the Lakers and the Bucks are going to do it, but and the Clippers, people think that the Clippers are third in line, but I think that the Clippers are the kryptonite for both the Lakers and the Bucks. Anthony Davis for the Lakers, he's going to be great, but the problem is going to be LeBron James because Kawhi Leonard is guarding him. Kawhi Leonard is definitely a top 10 defender of all time. He's the best defender in our league today, in my opinion. And statistically, Kawhi has won against LeBron more than LeBron's gone against Kawhi. And last year, it was evident that Giannis, he was great in the first 4 games, in the first 2 games, I'm sorry. But then in the 4 games after that, Kawhi started guarding him, and he wasn't doing as good as he was in the first game. So I think that the Clippers are going to win.
Kawhi is a great defender, but the Clippers are not winning it, and I'll tell you why. Kawhi Leonard, he's a great defender, but he's not the best defender in the league right now. Anthony Davis. Have you heard of him? You may have. He's averaging a very slight 1.5 steals, 2.4 blocks a game. Going to win Defensive Player of the Year, 100%. So the real question is, okay, Kawhi may be guarding LeBron. Who's going to guard AD? Montrezl Harrell? Because you're forgetting AD is incredible offensively and defensively. One of the best two-way players in the league right now.
If LeBron, in all the games that LeBron's played against Kawhi, or most of them, LeBron's numbers have gone down. He shoots normally around 50%. His numbers go down to about low 40s or mid 40s, and his points per game goes down. He's in the first game of the season, he scored less than 20 points. He didn't shoot great. He shot like 39%, and the Clippers won the game. And the Clippers won on Christmas too. And I'm going to be honest here. I think that all the Lakers fans, they overreacted to when they beat the Bucks and the Clippers in a row, because the Bucks, I understand that you're happy about that win, but when you're still lost twice to the Clippers and you've only won once. So I think that it was a tad bit of an overreaction, and I think that in a 7-game series, the Clippers win against the Lakers. The Clippers beat every single team in the NBA.
Yes, but we're also talking about the playoffs.
Yep.
And LeBron James, whether you like it or not, is the best playoff player of all time.
I do not know.
I know you and Michael Jordan. We're not going to get into our LeBron and Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
For everyone listening,
we get into that argument very often.
For everyone listening, me and Andrew get into the most heated LeBron and Michael Jordan debates. But we're going to get into that later.
I think MJ is the GOAT, and he thinks LeBron is the GOAT.
We're not going to get into it.
We'll talk about that in the future.
But regardless, he's 100% the best playoff player in the league right now, and you cannot disagree with that.
Well, yes, but well, first off, he went up against Kawhi in 2014, and the Spurs won. We're taking the 2014 Spurs. They had an aged Tim Duncan and Tony Parker and Manu Ginobili. They were old. They were in their mid-30s, and they were going up against an aged Dwayne Wade, but um, Chris Bosh and LeBron were still being productive. Obviously, LeBron
Wait,
was
an
is the best.
aged Dwayne Wade?
He was slightly aged. He was in
Still in his
his 30s,
prime.
huh?
He was still in his prime. What do you mean?
In 20. Wait, am I
2014.
tripping? 2014.
Okay, so continue.
All right, but we'll be honest. Dwayne Wade was not as good as he used to be.
Yes.
But LeBron, he was in his prime. He was 11. He was 29 years old. And they lost in 5 games. They only won once. Kawhi Leonard locked up LeBron, even though LeBron still had a great game, but Kawhi still locked up LeBron for when he was guarding him. And Kawhi won the Finals MVP.
Okay, but
That's the only time they met in the playoffs.
so do you think that Kawhi Leonard? You're saying that Kawhi Leonard is the best?
No, but I'm saying that Kawhi Leonard is LeBron James's kryptonite, and he will be if Kawhi Leonard was in the Eastern Conference, I'm pretty sure that it would be like you can make an argument that sorry, you can make an argument that LeBron James is the best playoff player of all time. But if Kawhi was in the Eastern Conference, then you can barely make a case because Kawhi will be guarding LeBron so much. Kawhi is the perfect guy to lock up LeBron James.
Yeah, but LeBron is just a powerhouse.
Okay.
6'8", 270 can literally
Okay,
destroy
but Kawhi
anybody.
Leonard is
And
it's evident.
first of all, now that he has Anthony Davis, which he's been pretty much doing all season, if Kawhi is guarding him or Patrick Beverly, whoever's going to guard him, nobody's going to be able to guard Anthony Davis. LeBron can just pass it out to Anthony Davis like he's been doing the whole season
If he
with
doesn't get
10
stripped for a
assists, and nobody's going to be able to guard Anthony Davis. Montrezl Harrell? Nope. Vika Zubac? Nope. Like, I'm not hating on them. Montrezl Harrell's a great player. He's great off the bench. He's not gonna be able to guard Anthony Davis.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna put this into perspective though. It doesn't matter how good Anthony Davis performs. Let's say LeBron James is getting guarded by Kawhi and LeBron James' numbers go down. Even if Anthony Davis's numbers go up, what are the chances that the Lakers win? I'm gonna put this into perspective to the 2018 playoffs when the Pelicans went up against the Warriors. The Warriors were a ridiculous team. The best that season. They won it. But I can't even think. But Anthony Davis was being guarded by Draymond Green. Anthony Davis is 4 inches taller. And I completely messed this up. But
I get what you're trying to say, but Draymond Green is a defender at least.
Yeah.
I think he's overrated, but he can defend. I will admit that he can defend. But there's nobody on the Clippers that can defend Anthony Davis. And that's the number one reason why I think that the Lakers are going to win, let alone LeBron and his greatness. And I think that he's going to destroy everybody. Let alone that, Anthony Davis is going to be there, and he's going to be there when Kawhi or Paul George or Patrick Beverly is guarding him, and he'll be able to help him out with that dunk.
Well, yeah, but also I'm going to say that to wrap this up, I'm also going to say that Paul George is going to be the factor in whether the Clippers do well or if they do bad. If Paul George does not perform, then I say the Lakers win. But Paul George will perform. Danny Green is guarding him. Paul George is a great offensive player. Whether or not his numbers have gone down, he's great. And I think that Danny Green won't be able to guard him very well.
Well, yeah, Danny Green can't guard anybody, but
he's a good defender.
Huh?
Danny Green's a good defender.
Yeah, but Paul George, come on, man. Paul George is a great offensive player, but still, I think LeBron and AD, they have such amazing chemistry, and they're completely perfect as teammates. And Kawhi and Paul George, I feel like they just haven't been able to find their rhythm together and haven't really been the best teammates together. Like they're great on paper, but on the court, not so much. All right, let's move on.
Oh,
Bleacher Report came out with their top 100 players in the NBA today, yesterday, and Andrew sent it to me, and I gotta admit, it's one of the worst lists I've seen in a long time.
it's garbage.
I'm completely shocked because I quite like Bleacher Report. I was quite surprised that that was the list that they were gonna make. But for those of you that don't know what the list was, we'll just give you the top 10 rankings. Number 1 was Giannis. Number 2 was LeBron. Number 3 was Kawhi. Number 4 was James Harden. Number 5 was Luka Doncic. Number 6 was Nikola Jokic. Number 7 was Damian Lillard. Number 8 was Anthony Davis. Number 9 was Jimmy Butler. And number 10 was Chris Middleton. So I think both of us, this isn't even the worst part of the list. Like I could probably talk about this list for hours and hours,
Yeah.
but I just want to give my top 10 of it, what I think is that deserves it. The top 4 that they had, I think, is great. Giannis, LeBron, Kawhi, and James Harden. Okay, good.
Yep, agreed.
Number 5, Anthony Davis. Best defensive player in the league right now. One of the best two-way players, playing phenomenal on the Lakers. Number 6, Luka Doncic. Almost averaging a 30-point triple-double. Is doing amazing on the Mavericks. Number 7, Nikola Jokic. I think he's doing great on the Nuggets. He's leading them to the 3rd seed in the West right now, and he's doing great. Number 8, Damian Lillard, who he didn't do as well as he did last year, but he's still having a great season, averaging 29, 4, and 7, and he's doing great. Russell Westbrook at 9. He's even with James Harden, he's still able to average 27, 8, and 7, which I think is very impressive. And number 10, I'm putting Bradley Beal. I used to have Jimmy Butler on there, and I still think that Jimmy Butler is a great player. I'd put him at like 11th, but Bradley Beal, I feel like, is completely underrated. And the one problem that I would have with him is because of his team, but he is the only reason that they're at the 9th seed. He's the only reason that they have a chance to make the playoffs. He's averaging 30 points, 4 rebounds, and 6 assists. The only other player that's averaging more points than him in the league right now is James Harden with 34 points. That's my top 10.
That's crazy. I agree with your top 9. And originally, I had the same list as you. I had Jimmy Butler in 10. I think that, for me, I think that Jimmy Butler's defense puts him over the top. I think he's a great defender, and I think that Bradley Beal's defense is mediocre at best. Offense, obviously, Beal takes that, and also the biggest difference is winning. Jimmy Butler is winning. He's the 4th seed. Bradley Beal's the 9th seed. And if I put Jimmy Butler on the Wizards, I think that they are in the playoff hunt right now. I think that they're in the 8th seed.
I don't know about that. I mean, yeah, Jimmy Butler. I mean, yeah, 10th and 11th. I could go either Jimmy Butler, Bradley Beal. Like they both, I think, are great. I think
they're very deserving, and I won't disagree with you if you have Bradley Beal in the top 10, but I personally have him in the top 15.
I don't know, like what you said with Jimmy Butler being on the Wizards and them making the playoffs, because well, right now they have the worst defense in the league.
Yeah.
Like statistically, they have the worst defense. Their offense is pretty average. I think the only reason that they're here is because of Bradley Beal.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah, I mean, I think Jimmy Butler would do on the Wizards, I just really don't think that he would be
Also,
able to carry them to that playoffs.
yep. I'll also say that I do think that if you had Bradley Beal on the Miami Heat, the Heat definitely do worse. I think that you won't be able to change my mind about. I think that the Heat have great offense, and
Well,
without Jimmy, their defense goes down.
well, they're both big what ifs. Like that's just a big what if. Like if what if Jimmy was on the Wizards? What if Bradley Beal was on the Heat? Like who knows? Who knows? But
Yeah,
um, there was a lot of things wrong with
too many, way too many.
this Bleacher Report list. The number one thing that I had wrong with it was Chris Middleton being number 10th. First of all, Chris Middleton is an all-star. He's a great player. He's helping Giannis in the with the Bucks, making the first seed in the East, the best team in the league right now. But he is not a top 10 player, especially
Absolutely
the
not.
fact that he's averaging 21, 6, and 4. And it doesn't matter that they have the best record in the league. He is still not a top 10 player at all.
Top 30
Not
at
even top
best.
15. Not at best top 20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, he's top 30. And I basically what you said. How can you put Chris Middleton at top 10? There are so many players that I take over Chris Middleton. And another issue with this list, I'm a Russell Westbrook fan, and this list put me in shock. Like, oh my God, shock. They put him at number 22. He is a former MVP. He's averaging 27, 8, and 7. No matter how you look at it, he is he's been the second best point guard in the league so far, right behind Dame. And I just it makes my mind boggle how someone could put him that low. He's definitely at least a top 11 player, and I have him at number 9 in the league.
Yeah, I think Russell Westbrook. I think he's. I was having doubts about him doing well on the Rockets because James Harden is known to really get most of the scoring on his team, and the other players on his team not really scoring as much. But Russell Westbrook, he surprised me, and he's now getting 27.5, 8, and 7 a game,
He surprised me too.
which is crazy. But I I also thought that Zion Williamson was placed at 29th in the top 100 list for Bleacher Report. And I got to say, I think that's way too high for me. I know a lot of people think that he's going to have an incredible future. He's going to be a great player. He's rookie of the year right now, but I think he's just way too overhyped right now. I don't think he's living up to the hype. And I mean, he's doing great. 23 points a game, six rebounds, 2 assists. He's not doing terrible, especially for a rookie. But for all the hype that he's getting, I really don't think that he is really wowing me. Especially the fact that he's very injury prone. He's 6'6", 285 pounds. He already got injured, and at his weight, he's most likely going to get injured again, and it's just a matter of time.
Well, I agree with you on that matter, but I think that the fact that he's injury prone, I don't think that has anything to do with his list. I think that he hasn't played that many games, and I believe that he has to prove he's been doing great. He's averaging 24 points, 6 rebounds, but he's got to prove that he can do it at a win. He
No,
can do
yeah,
it while winning.
yeah, I'm not saying that he's like injury prone, so that makes him worse. I'm
Yeah.
just saying that people are hyping him up so much that he's going to be like one of the best players of all time. I think he has that potential, but
Mhm.
he, I just really don't think he's going to be doing insane like everybody thinks. I think John Morant should be getting so much more credit than he's
Yep. I
getting.
agree with you. He's great.
17.6 a game, 3.5 rebounds, 6.9 assists, and he's leading the Grizzlies right now to the 8th seed.
That, that's
They
good.
were
It's good.
they were what, 14th last year? They were like,
Something like that. They were
yeah, they were
they were
14th,
pretty bad.
13th. They were very bad, and now they're in the 8th. And what, they lost Mike Conley, Marc Gasol, and now they have Ja Morant.
Yeah.
and Brandon Clark, but it's he's doing amazing. All right, let's move on. So there are 6 teams competing for the 8th seed in the West, and there are 2 teams in the East comparing for the 8th seed. Which teams do you think are going to make the 8th seed in the West and the East?
In the West, I'm taking the Pelicans. I know that Zion is an he's going to be good, but I think that the rest of his team is going to be the factor, and the Pelicans also have the easiest schedule in the NBA bubble. I think that again, I think Drew Holiday is a great defender. He's the 5th best shooting guard for me in the league, and the Pelicans have a great starting lineup. What do you think for the Western Conference 8th seed?
See, I really don't have a clear like idea yet of who's going to make it because right now the Grizzlies are 32 and 33. They're the 8th seed. The Trailblazers are the 9th seed. They're 29 and 37. So they're 3 games behind. The Pelicans are 4 games behind. I mean, yeah, like you said, the Pelicans do have the easiest schedule in the league right now. But I really think that the 3 teams that have the potential to make it are the Grizzlies, the Trailblazers, and the Pelicans because Ja Morant has been doing amazing things, and now that he's rested, he's going to be able to do even better things. I think Damian Lillard is going to be doing great, and people are forgetting the fact that Yusuf Nurkic is coming back.
And Zach Collins.
And Zach Collins, exactly, which is going to help them an immense amount with Hassan Whiteside. So they've got the offense with CJ McCollum and Damian Lillard, and they've got the defense with Yusuf Nurkic and Hassan Whiteside, who people are forgetting. Hassan Whiteside is the leader in blocks right now.
I thought it was Miles Turner, but
Yeah,
Hassan Whiteside has always been good at blocking shots.
3 blocks a game. So I think those 3 teams could make it. The other teams, I don't really think have much of a chance. I mean, the Kings have the 2nd easiest schedule in the West right now, but I still don't think that they're going to be able to make it. And the Spurs and the Suns, I don't really think they have a chance.
Yeah.
But in the East, for me, I don't think the Wizards are going to make it. They, especially, I mean, first off, Bradley Beal is not coming.
Yeah.
He's not playing.
Shoulder injury.
Yeah, which is terrible because I really think I wanted the Wizards to make it. I really think that they could
So
have.
did I. I was rooting for them.
Yeah, I think that they could have made it with Bradley Beal, but they're 6 games behind the 8th seed. The Magic are the 8th seed right now. They're 30 and 35, and the Wizards are 24 and 40. And their schedule is like pretty average. They don't have a hard schedule, but they're not, I don't really think they don't have a lead guy to help them. Who's their lead guy? Davis Bertans?
He's not even going to the restart.
Really?
He's not going to restart.
Oh, then they're screwed.
Yeah.
Oh, they have nobody. They got Isaac Bonga, and that's it.
Yep.
Yeah, but I think the Magic are going to move up.
I agree with you. I think
Nets-
Nets are going down.
Yeah, the Nets are going down because they really have nobody. They don't have Dinwiddie. They don't have KD's not coming back. Kyrie's not coming back, and they really just got like Karis LeVert.
Yep.
Yeah. So who do you think is going to make the? What are your thoughts on the West? I mean the East. Sorry.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I think the Nets are going to go down. The Wizards are definitely not going up. Without Beal and Bertans, they're probably going to lose almost all their games. With Isaac Bonga leading the way, my man. But the Nets have just lost too much. If Dinwiddie and DeAndre Jordan don't come back, then they're definitely losing most of their games. And to be honest, they're just not going to be good. Like they're lost their 4 best players, or they're not going to have their 4 best players in Dinwiddie, Jordan, KD, and Kyrie.
Do you think the Nets signing Jamal Crawford will help them? Because
it'll help them, but not by much.
Yeah, because you can't forget his last game that he played, he had 50 points.
Yeah, and that was in Dirk's last game. He tried to spoil his night.
I think he's the oldest player to have a 50-point game, right?
Something like that. I think
Pretty
so.
sure he was.
Or maybe it was Kobe.
No, I'm pretty sure it was Jamal Crawford. But
I'm wondering how old that
but
Jamal Crawford is.
but regardless, I mean, yeah, he's gonna help. I don't know how much he's gonna help. I really think the Wizards just really need to go into rebuilding. They need to get just everything. They have to
Yeah.
see what they're gonna do with John Wall. I mean, he hasn't come back in a while. They got a lot of I mean, they got a lot of trade assets with Bradley Beal. They could get a lot for him. I mean, there's a lot of rumors going around with him going to the Nets,
Yeah,
which
that team would be dangerous.
that would be crazy. That would be insane. I don't know how that would play out, but
All
yeah.
right. Well,
All
sum
right.
it up. Nets and Pelicans for me, and you have the Nets and either the Pelicans, the Grizzlies, or the Blazers.
Yes. All right. Thanks for listening to our podcast, everyone. Hopefully, you tune in for our next one on Friday.
Thank you guys. See you next time.